how you can check for the availability of a name. What we mean by availability of a name is checking if a particular name is available for registration. For example, if you want to register business, company, incorporated trustee, or any of those, this is how you can check for the reservation of those names. And this name reservation is one of the most necessary requirements for registering a particular entity with CAC, right? So this is the portal, and before you can get access to this portal, is either you are an accredited agent or you have access to an accredited agent portal with the approval of that accredited agent owner, right? Or you are making use of a public account, which is something that I would not advise in some registration. For example, in NGO registration, I know it is something that is possible, but due to some queries and a lot of processes that has to do with NGO, I do not 100% advise that you do your NGO registration yourself. Instead, reach out to an agent that can help you handle that, even company registration and even business registration. But business registration, as simple as it is still something that you can navigate yourself without any other help. But the other entities, please make sure you access an agent, like get through an agent or a consultant that will put you through, even though you want to do it yourself because of let's say confidentiality issue, right? So there are some important notices that you need to know before you do a name reservation on the new ICR brand. This is where people actually get it wrong, because it is just like when they send you a terms and condition agreement. I'm sure Nigerians don't like to read something like that. All they do is they just want to get into the process, which is something I'm going to start with today. The first one is follow the process prompts and complete your name reservation. The reason why you are seeing prompts here is to let you know that CAC does not only operate manually anymore. It does not operate manually anymore. And AI, that is artificial intelligence, has been included in their portal, which means that for your name, for business name, company, for business name and company, AI now approves your name. That is the business name you are submitting. It is AI that will approve it. You understand? That is why even business registration, you can get it immediately after the approval of the business name. You can get it immediately, and that's because it involves work of AI. It is AI that will help you approve it. But for other entity, it needs a manual check before they can approve it. But business name, as long as you follow the prompts, as long as you already understand what you want to do, you can get it done with and it will be approved, right? So if the name is available, just click continue to payment. If unavailable, click update business name or click get name suggestions, right? For AI options, as you can see, this has already validated by this that AI has been included in the CAC portal, right? But what you need to know is that on this tab, this name reservation tab, there are only two things that you can do here: only business name and company. So don't be confused with the others, but business name and company, you can check their name reservation here and confirm if they are actually available. So if it is business name, one thing you need to know is that business name does not end with limited or LTD. Instead, it ends with a qualifier. We call it qualifier. So look at this now. This, I've already clicked on the business name classification, right? If I should check availability, it will not go, because as you can see here, the proposed name Almas Fortress Limited did not pass the compliance check. Reason: qualifier not found. So the qualifier that they want is not found there, and this is to tell you that AI can easily approve and reject name reservation for either company or business name. That's because business name must end with qualifier, and company name must end with what? Limited or LTD, right? So these are the example of the concepts: ventures, concepts, enterprises, beauty, fashion, and all of that. So you also have the option of checking the update proposed name. That is, you can check for name suggestions. Rather, you can check for name suggestions. That is, if your business name is not actually available, you can check for name suggestion, but we'll get there. So let's check the third one. With the suggested name, complete the name reservation. that is with the suggested name, you can complete the name reservation. So if the AI suggests a particular name, or if you get name suggestions from the AI, you can complete the name reservation after you are satisfied with the suggested name. Just click on it and complete the name reservation by paying, and that's all. To register an IT LTD guarantee, a special name with restricted words, you have to use what? A name requiring consent. This is the name requiring consent tab here, and this name reservation is what we've explained this particular clause before. Notwithstanding availability of name, the Commission reserves the right to refuse registration of name. The Commission reserves the right to refuse what? The registration of name. This is to tell you that even if a name is actually available, the Commission can still reject the registration of a particular name if it's something that go against the CAMA 2020 law. If it's something that they feel is alright, they can go against it. Any registration initiated without payment of filing fees shall expire after 60 days from the date of approval of the reserved name. This is another thing that a lot of people get wrong, right? You don't know that your name reservation can expire, and this is something that has been on set even before the upgrade of the portal. It has been on before the upgrade of the portal. If you reserve a particular name with CAC and you do not make use of that name within 60 days, and this 60 days, it does not mean that it's only for business name and company. It's applied to even IT, yes, IT, that is NGO, church, mosque, anything you want to register. If you reserve a particular name and you've paid for it, from that date of approval, your 60 days are started counting, right? Your 60 days are started counting. So please know that whatever information you supply and submit cannot be changed until after registration is completed. This last note, right, is in two phases. This last note is in two phases. Let me explain clearly so that you understand. You see, for business name, any name that you impute here, and the nature of business category that you impute here, and the nature of business that you impute here, if you've already checked for availability and is available, and you've paid for the reservation, anything that you do before the reservation, before paying for the reservation, cannot be edited after the reservation is already approved or during your registration. That's for business name. And what I'm saying basically is that anything you impute here in this company information or business information side, for business registration, no, you cannot edit it during registration. That's one thing you need to know. The second thing is that for company registration, you can still edit, but you cannot edit the business name, and that's obviously impossible. But for the nature of business category and the nature of specific nature of business, you can still edit it when you get to the registration stage for company, but for business name you can't. That's why you have to shoot your shot very carefully, like check whatever you are trying to do, check it very carefully, right? Very carefully. So let's check. Let me test the business name qualifier for you to see. Business name qualifier. So let's say they already told us like our hands with beauty, right? So we have a special video, like a full guide video about how to select nature of business category and specific nature of business. In fact, we even uploaded a PDF document of this nature of business category, and we also include in that video how you can make use of AI to select your nature of business category and specific nature of business on the CAC portal. So I'll attach the video down below. You can just check it out. In fact, it's one of the seamless way of registering your business with CAC that you do not even have to stress yourself. Just follow the document and tell AI to help you fix your business category as it is. We explained it fully in the video. You can check it out through the description button, right? So let's click. This one is beauty, right? But for the sake of this video, you can just give it anything. So let's check for availability. See, it is still saying, even though beauty was mentioned here, it is still saying like you cannot do it because beauty is not found. Okay, because qualifier is not found, right? Let's do something like this. Olori Ade, makeup beauty, right? Makeup beauty, because I'm used to using concepts. So let's try this beauty out. Since they are saying beauty, you see, it's still the same thing. Let's try fashion. Let's try fashion. Okay, you see, I think fashion is good. Fashion is growing, so you can make use of fashion, right? Fashion is a qualifier. You can also make use of concepts, right? You can also make use of concepts. So let's try concepts. So you can also make use of concepts. You can also make use of ventures, right? You can also, I'm sure of ventures. I'm sure of concepts. You can also add global, like global concepts. Global concept, but it cannot end with Nigeria. It cannot end with Nigeria. You can also choose ventures. So if you want to do this for a client or you want to do it for yourself, make sure you always tell them that for business name, it has to end with a qualifier. So they cannot just give you like a random or a generic name without a qualifier ending it, because it is an AI that will approve it. It is AI that will approve it. You understand? So with this, you can just continue. After you continue to payments, you make payments, and that's all. You make payments with your remitter, and that's all. So, but another thing I also want you to let you know is that while making payments, in case you are not used to this, while making payments, make sure you make use of your like a bank transfer and OPay. I'm not saying that other payment options are not working, but for safety reasons and on subjective level, let me say subjective from my own personal view, I make use of bank transfer with OPay, and that's it. So you can also do company reservation. And that also must end with LTD or limited. LTD, no matter whatever the name is, right? Whatever the name is, it must end with LTD or limited. Let's say the Ade Olayemi company. You see, this is a company, right? This company, right? So if you try this, it will not go. If you try this, because it has already given a note here, name must end in LTD or limited. So you must add the LTD at the end, or you add limited, right? And the LTD must not include like a full stop. It will not go. Don't put full stop, don't put any mark. Don't put full stop, don't put any mark. You see, don't put full stop, don't put any mark, because this limited is already an abbreviation. This LTD is already an abbreviation of the limited, right? So remove the mark and check for the availability. Remove the mark and check for the availability and see it is available. If you remove the LTD, it will not go. If you remove the LTD, it will not go. You see, look at the error here. Ensure the business name ends in LTD or limited. So you can also add limited. You can also add Nigeria, and make sure that there is no space. Make sure that there is no space in your business name, because that's not an option, right? That's not an option. So if you add limited to it, it will also be available. Limited will also be available. So this is one of the like basic things. This thing is so basic, but a lot of people make mistake there. So let me do a recap of what I've just explained in this video. First is, if you want to make a name reservation for your business name, let it end with a qualifier. they've already given you an option of different qualifiers such as concept, beauty, fashion, ventures, and enterprises, and a lot of that. That's for business name, and you can do that for sole proprietorship or partnership. But for company registration, make sure it ends with limited or ltd. Make sure it ends with limited or ltd, right? And also, you can only, for this name reservation tab here, the only thing you can do here is the only reservation you can make here is for business name and for company. For business name and for company, all other reservations are made in this name requirement concept, which is not something we want to cover in this video. We'll be doing another video on it later. You can also get name suggestions from the AI. If it tells you that a particular name is not available because of one thing like that, let me use something popular, which I'm sure must have been used. Peace of God Ventures. Peace of God Ventures, right? Let's see. I'm sure it must have been used. It will tell me a name because it's so generic. I told you it's so generic. You see, solid Peace of God Ventures. It's so generic. So you can get name suggestion from CAC. You see, you can get name suggestions from CAC. Sometimes you cannot even, it's not compulsory you use the one that is here, as long as it has given you a hint. For example, now this one is saying Peace Path Ventures, Divine Pathway Ventures, Godly Tranquility Ventures. This is to tell you that you can add something at the front. That one add solid abi. Me self can add divine now. I can add Divine Peace of God Ventures. Let's see. I can also add Divine Peace of God. You can also add THE. You understand? All those articles, you can add it to differentiate the availability of a name. See, somebody even have Divine Peace of God. Oh my God. Divine Peace of God. So me, let me use tranquility. In fact, let me use blessed. I'm sure blessed must have been used. Blessed must have been used. So let me use blessed. Blessed, let's see. Okay, you see, blessed is approved because I just added something in front. You can also add D. In fact, this D is surprised because a lot of people don't know about it, right? A lot of people don't know about it, and it always makes a difference. There was a particular reservation I wanted to do because the name was not approved. Someone that is already using the name, so the person thought that it's cannot be used. So I added THE at the front of it, and it was approved, right? In fact, I've even done one for brackets. I added brackets in front, and I included what the abbreviation that the person wanted. So, and it was approved, it was available, right? So sometimes you see AY Peace of God Ventures. More people are using business name. They are using business name sincerely, but this is also to let you know that you can use A and D to also make a difference in the availability of a particular business name, right? And like we said, the company registration must end with limited or ltd. Also, IT, limited by guarantee, or special name with restrictions, they are all done in the name requirement consent tab, and that's just it. So that's all that we have for you in this video. And like we said, if you want to make payments, make sure you use something that is safe, something you've tried with your meter before and it has worked. For me, the ones I've been using frequently is the payments with bank transfer, which is what I do with my digital bank, right? So that's all that we have for you in this video. Don't forget to check the comment section, the description or the comment section, yes, to check for the previous video we mentioned on the nature of business category and specific nature of business.